Today, I'm bringing you some thoughts of mine, kind of like a rant. I've been very confused about what is the right and wrong thing to do for myself and my body lately. I was thinking that maybe some people on the internet could relate, and maybe not, but I don't know. I kind of just wanted to explain myself to the vast nothingness of the people around me. I don't know. The internet is a beautiful thing, right? Yeah. We have access to so much information and so many videos, and it's helping us shift our closed-mindedness into something way more open. There's a lot more ideas and sharing that's going on. There's a lot of communities that people are creating that they wouldn't otherwise be able to find in their town or city. But because there's so much information out there now and so many people proving that one thing can be right and wrong, like in my case, like veganism, like I love the idea of being vegan, but there's obviously so much information and what someone would consider evidence going against veganism and giving reasons why it's unhealthy. And there's also so much information about why veganism is the healthiest thing and the only lifestyle to live. So I think that at the end of the day, it's really like everyone just has their own way of living, and that should be okay. And I'm wondering, like, why do people on the internet fight with each other, and why can't we just accept that there are different things and different ways of living that work for different people, because it's not like everyone on this planet is the same person. That being said, I'm still very confused about myself and how to treat my body the best and what to do, and like what thoughts in my mind are just excuses and being lazy and not being willing to work hard to get what I want. Or is it just that like living a balanced lifestyle means doing some things that would be considered unhealthy to some people but healthy to others? So I'm just gonna get into more detail, I guess, because this is very broad what I'm talking about. But in my case, the internet brought to me the world of veganism, and lately in particular like raw veganism and whole foods and all that stuff. And I'm sharing this. I'm just gonna say that I do have a history of eating issues, and I know that most people do nowadays. Like I think it's safe to say that like everyone has some sort of thing related to food, some more than others. My food related issues are more like I'm having a hard time sharing my thoughts this morning. It's probably been a long time since I've made a video. I also just don't really know exactly how I want to share what I'm sharing. My mind is kind of like in denial of like this fear of gaining weight. And this is because of how I was raised, okay? I was raised with a family, a particular side of the family, let's say. I don't want to like start talking badly about my family, so I'm just gonna like, whatever. There was one side of my family that have always been so body shaming towards themselves and dieting and looking at themselves in the mirror and being like, oh, is my butt too big? Or like would actually ask me like, is my butt bigger than that person over there? So it was ingrained in my mind that having big thighs and a big butt and just like a big body in general and gaining weight was a negative thing. So that's programmed in my mind. Throughout the years, I have learned that being big is not a bad thing, and I understand that it's just like literally my brain is like not programmed properly. I feel like I'm living with like two different people in my head all the time. There's like the judging and like the you're not doing your life properly side of my head that's constantly like telling me that I should be doing this better. It's like the perfectionist side of me. Then there's the other side of me that's like this rational, like, oh no, it's fine, like what are you talking about? You know that this isn't that bad. You're doing fine. And it's kind of like the more like positive, like affirming, like self-reassuring part of my brain. And I feel like those two sides of my brains are always like in conflict with each other, and that's what creates this confusion in me. It's like I don't know who to believe sometimes. It's like, well, can I just let myself go and like eat this cheese that my judgy side is like, oh no, it's not vegan, it's not right for the planet, and blah blah blah. So it's like my reason is telling me not to do something, but then it's like I just want to live my life and not worry so much and do this thing, like eat cheese sometimes, or like eat a bunch of sugar, or have a coffee, or like anything. Like I just want to live my life, or like lately my mind has been telling me that I don't want bread to be a part of my life because gluten is bad, because what the media says and what books have said about gluten. But really, like, I've gotten my bloods looked at and I have a body that can digest bread fine. I don't have a gluten intolerance. It's just what my judgy perfectionist, I want to be the healthiest person ever, is telling me. So like lately I've been sort of like letting go a little bit more and just experimenting with, okay, what does eating bread make me feel like? Okay, this wasn't that bad. Like as long as I'm not eating like an entire loaf of bread, I'll be okay. Or like having a bite of this cheese that I used to really like, but I've told myself that I can't have because it's not vegan, but I do like it, and I don't know. You know, I think it all comes down to like knowing what is best for our bodies and what we want in that moment. And I'm just so like I'm tired of the self-judgment, like, and the comparing of myself online and how other people are comparing themselves to, and just losing that real humanness and just showing themselves as these perfect people online, and meanwhile like behind the scenes they're struggling too. And if I'm gonna be sharing myself online, like I don't want me to be this like, oh look at how perfect I am and look how great I do things. Like I really want to just show people that like everyone is going through something, and this is kind of what I'm going through right now. And since I have been letting myself go and like eating more things that I'm categorizing as bad, my programmed irrational thoughts are being like, this is bad and this is bad, and like bread is bad and cheese is bad, blah 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 blah. I'm challenging that by letting myself sort of experiment and see why am I choosing to not eat this? And I'm gonna admit, like, it's scary. And now like my gaining weight fear is like it's present, and it's like I feel like I keep checking my body to see if like, do I look the same? Like did anything change? Um, yeah, and it's like it's kind of exhausting, and it's just like it's not useful, but it's there. And I think that it's by talking about it and just sort of getting it out there that I can sort of process this and realize that it's not real and it's not all me. So this was kind of my rant about how I feel like the internet has affected my brain. I feel like it's a relatable subject, so I'm just gonna put this out there. Thank you for watching, and don't hesitate to ask me any questions or things that I could talk about further if you're interested. Have a beautiful day or night or whatever you're doing. Goodbye.